Hello, everybody. How are you? Welcome to Auriga Stars. We're going to be playing Fate Accelerated, and I say that incredibly loosely because with my games, it's all very roleplay focused, and we use the rules as something to fall back on, not necessarily to use. But, anyways, more importantly, hi, I'm Altmaraj. I am your god and DM today, your disaster master. And this is my beautiful cat. uh, um, go ahead and introduce yourselves, give your pronouns, and maybe a quick little place where we can find you. I, by the way, am they, them. You can find me anywhere at Altmaraj. Let's go ahead and start in order of who I can see. Humaloo.
Oh, it's me. Hi, I'm
It's
Emma
you.
Hamalu on the internet. My pronouns are she, they, and you can find me anywhere on the internet using Hamalu.
Lovely. All right, Jill.
Hi, I am Jill. I use she, they pronouns, and you can find me on the internet as GhostyJK just to make things difficult for you.
Beautiful. All right, Julia.
Hello, that's me. Hi, my name is Julia. I use she or they pronouns, and you can find me pretty much mostly on Twitter at J_Delukes. Thanks for being here.
You're welcome. Uh,
Thank you. You look so cute. I don't know if I said that.
oh my god. Thank you. You all look so cute. We're all so cute,
You
by
all
the
do.
way.
do.
We're all so cute. And you know what? You're cute too. Me looking at the audience. All right, Kate.
Hi, I'm Kate. I use any and all pronouns. And you can find me at KateOrangeSky11 on Twitter, YouTube, and sometimes Twitch. I might be doing Baldur's Gate sometime soon. So we'll
Nice.
see. Very excited. Yeah.
All right. And last but not least, Torin.
Hello, my name is Torin. My pronouns are she, they. And as far as finding me, you can find me mostly at Torin Talks Creativity. And if that's too long, it's Torin Talks. And I'm a voice actor, and mostly on Twitch is probably the best place to find me. I'm very excited and nervous. It's fine.
Nothing to be nervous
Same.
about. We're all going to be idiots on this together. It's going to be great.
We're good. Remember,
Uh,
our bullshit.
our bullshit.
The
So,
communal bullshit.
on that note, welcome to this very unique world, which I'm going to give a brief explanation to everybody so you understand. This is a world where flat Earth is in fact real. It is basically a disk that is in a bubble in a celestial sea. There are two sides of the world. One of them is the living side, the side that we're on. We don't talk about the other side. Um, this is a lovely place where at the edge of the world you can literally go up and touch the sky, which is a literal sea with creatures in it. But also, that is where the celestials, the goddess, and just some funny little guys live. That being said, the living side of the world is flourishing. The other side, not so much. And this is because some couple thousand years ago, one of the two goddesses that created the world and all of its inhabitants, these two lovers, one of them was struck down by mortal hand. Her blood and body seeped into the earth on Geis, the dead side of the world, thus killing it. Amazing how that happens. Uh, that's something that people generally don't talk about because that is all quarantined, that is all fucked up and evil shit that we don't talk about. Now, since then, the remaining goddess has been silent. She has not answered prayers, she has not granted blessings, she has not done shit. Which is understandable because mortals killed her wife. I'd be kind of mad too. And she has also brought her children back up into the sky with her, the princes of the stars, constellations. So the world has not necessarily been godless, but almost. They know that she's probably still there. She just doesn't care, or is still mad, or isn't mad, just disappointed. Until very recently, when some very lucky souls, out of nowhere, with no warning, no communication, were struck with a falling star. This had a scale, one of the scales of the goddess, and it granted them powers. Did the goddess say anything about this? No. She just gave them powers and expected them to figure it out. Lo and behold, maybe within a month or so, these lucky souls received a letter from the prestigious Auriga Academy, which is named after Lady Auriga, one of the first chosen, a hero, one who befriended the princes of the stars. They kind of have an obsession with her. The the kingdom is named Auriga. The capital is named Auriga. The previous castle, now Grand Academy, is Auriga Academy. They've they have a bit of an obsession, but for good reason. She ruled. But with that, they all got invitations to join Auriga Academy, free, of course, tuition completely paid. And guess what? Somebody was already on the way. And so we start today with our lucky chosen arriving at the academy. You all have been picked up in these simple but very elegant carriages that are being flown by dragons, griffins, various other flying beasts. It's, in this setting, a pretty common Uber like service, but these ones are specifically for the school. So I think taking a look at who is closest to Auriga, let's start with Cersei.
Okay.
So as the carriage lands, you arrive at Auriga Academy. It is a grand castle on a floating island above the city of Auriga, which is beautiful. Behind the city are mountains. One of the mountains is carved in a statue of Lady Auriga. There's a sparkling waterfall that just drizzles glitter all over it. It makes it look picturesque. The castle itself, the school, it is packed with students, all incoming. Some of them returning, some of them brand new, like you guys. And lots of carriages are arriving. You arrive at this little landing place at the edge of this floating island with a grand staircase leading up. As the carriage door opens, what do we see?
You see a very short human, although due to their size, there is a family rumor that there may have been some halfling or some gnome in their lineage. About 4'11", Slightly darker tanned skin, tons and tons of freckles just everywhere. Um, the most notable thing about them is their long, super long, curly, dark hair with two stripes of green going down the sides that they have braided. Also, on their left arm, they have a white vine tattoo that wraps all the way from the back of their hand up to their shoulder. Um, they're wearing pretty simple clothing, these brown sweatpants, a gray t-shirt, looks to be a little bit dirty. Even though that's probably one of the nicer things they've owned, definitely somebody who enjoys comfort, as you can tell by the fact that they're wearing socks and sandals. Um, and
Banned.
that is
Flop.
No!
Really,
Over the
they-
edge. No, I'm kidding. Please
No.
carry on.
No,
They
they're
are-
so comfy.
they're the comfiest. And they have their right eye is brown, left eye is green. And that's what you see.
Lovely, lovely. Arriving similarly around the same time, most of the students have already gathered in their own cliques or are just wandering straight into the academy. But arriving right after you as you're stepping out would be Giselle. What do we see as the carriage door opens?
So as the door opens, a cat girl basically comes walking out. She is a calico cat of about 5'4". She's got bright reddish orange hair and bangs, um, big bright, kind of like those yellowish green cat eyes. Um, her main coat color is orange, but as a calico, she has splotches of darkish blackish brown and white kind of all over her. She is dressed very nicely, very neatly in a like it's not the I don't think it's the uniform of Auriga yet, but maybe it's the uniform of the school she used to go to, or um, maybe she just dresses like this forever, and it's just like a nice shirt, uh, fitted blazer, pleated skirt, and she is the phrase I've heard is dancer ripped, where at first glance she doesn't seem super buff, but she can crush a watermelon with her thighs. So thank you.
I would like to add on to that to say that dancer ripped is a real thing. My ballet teacher in fourth grade, uh, ripped some of her tendon because her leg was so strong that it apparently just
What?
terrible. Yeah, yeah. She came in with a brace one of these days, and we were like, "What happened?" She's like,
Yeah,
"Well."
Funny
Anyways,
story.
carry on.
that's no, you're fine. I want to hear all about that now.
Me too.
But yeah, so is a dancer. As she steps down from the carriage, she kind of sends a quick glance back through the open door to be like, can I book it and get out of here?
The door closes and the driver gives a wave of "Have a lovely time at school, farewell, yeah," and goes right off.
So elegant.
Yeah, so she just kind of like, I guess this is my life. Hitches her bag up on her shoulder, kind of gets to walking towards wherever most of the students seem to be congregating.
Cool, cool.
And that's Giselle.
As you are making your way, you do see Cersei, who maybe you've never met before, but there's something in you that recognizes something. It's this strange feeling in your heart. Dare I say a doki doki? Don't
Sure.
encourage me.
We're here because we like you. We want to encourage you.
Yes.
Mistake number one.
Please, please.
Please keep going.
Uh, There's a strange feeling in your chest as you meet eyes, and it feels kind of similar to when your new powers manifest. Can't quite place it, but there's just this strange, strange feeling.
I love your
Hi.
tattoo.
Oh, thanks. It's new. I love you're so well dressed.
Oh,
Wow.
thank you. I appreciate that.
It's
Uh,
are you uh I'm Cersei.
Hi, Giselle. Very nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too. It feels like we
Have we
maybe
met?
that's what I was thinking. I don't know.
Right? How
But
weird is that?
yeah.
I don't know. Ooh. Did you ever go to a ballet camp when you were younger?
Uh no, I was a bit too busy with my parents' shop. They didn't I wanted to go, but I was a little too busy with that. But I mean, have you ever where are you from? I mean,
Oh, I'm
maybe
from. One
sorry.
moment, where am I
I
from?
didn't
I have it
mean to
written
tell you
down.
that.
The Paradise Isles.
Yes, thank you.
Shoot, where's the map?
Paradise Isles.
Those are some floating islands above the ocean.
Oh,
How about you?
that's. I am from. I have to look at the map again. I'm so sorry. I can't seem to
Oh,
find
you're
it.
good. You're good. Luna, which is
Oh,
near
right.
the swamps.
Yes, I'm from Luna near the swamps. So I haven't really made it out to the ocean a ton.
No, and I haven't made it to the swamps.
Uh,
Sorry.
As this awkward pause happens, there's a bit of a squeal from some of the folks nearby
Ah,
as a little critter runs between them, and a few of them are just like, "Oh, there he goes! Oh, what a little baby!" This little creature is absolutely adorable, cat-sized, all white. It looks like a combination of a ferret that is also a fairy and a rabbit, but also has a finned tail. It's very strange, very unique, but also strange and unique critters are not uncommon in this world. And those who are a little more familiar with Auriga would recognize this as the mascot. Although from the merch that you've maybe seen, they do sell little plushies. Uh, the plushies look a little dorky. Um, and this thing looks very elegant, if not little. And it scampers between people and runs right up to you guys and starts to just sit and look up at you with its beady little eyes.
my yellow green cat eyes kind of expand as predator instinct kicks in. And I have to like kind of clench my bag a little bit and be like, don't kill the mascot on the first day of school.
It
I
flicks its tongue out like a snake. It does literally have like a snake tongue as it looks up at you.
I did neglect to mention that Cersei has a little metal friend on their shoulder. It's a little bird, which is why I mention it.
Hmm.
And it looks like it's completely made out of metal, except that it has these bright, glowing blue eyes. Looks almost like a raven of some sort on their shoulder. So they immediately like kind of go down on their haunches and they're like, "You're a lot cuter than your merch."
You see its ears kind of go back and it sticks its tongue out again with like a.
Sorry. Like, get back up.
Game recognized as a game. This thing can hold its own.
Mhm. You guys have a moment of, yes, you're also a predator. Hmm. And as this is happening, another carriage arrives. The next would be Makoto. Is it Makoto Shana?
Yes, Makoto Shana. Yeah. Um, so as the carriage door opens, you see the door is almost completely filled. There is a bigger, broader shouldered woman trying to how tall people have to go underneath the door frames and
Yeah, how
get
tall?
out. She is, once she starts stepping, like doesn't even take the steps out of the carriage, just steps on the ground because her legs are so long. When she stands up at her full height, doesn't try to hunch over, shoulders back, not in a threatening way, but like I will take up my space. She's about 6 feet tall, has big, dark, curly brown hair that is just like almost black, that cannot really be contained. It's just part down the middle and just goes straight down, very heavy, and dressed in like Highland type of clothing. It's thicker. It's brown and green and pink a little bit, with some fuzzy little edges to everything. So she steps out and just, it's not like a resting bitch face, but it's definitely a acceptance. All right, here I am. No one's telling me what to do,
Beautiful.
and she'll just walk forward. Oh, and
Hmm.
bright green eyes to her face, and she's got like little freckles and stuff, and definitely tan skin from being outside a lot, and very sure steps to just go forward.
The little critter sees you arrive after sitting between Giselle and Cersei and gets up, does a big stretchy, rubs against their legs, and then scampers off to you and kind of does that cat thing where it walks between your legs.
A little smile like cracks a little bit from the bored, almost resting bitch face expression,
Hmm.
just, and bends down and just very gently offers a hand, not like in its face, but just,
Hmm.
if you'd like to come up, and just, would you like a ride?
It tilts its head, sticks its tongue out again, gives a little like, and then scampers right up your arm and makes itself cozy right on your shoulder.
Yeah, and there's probably like a little bit of fluff like in there as well, like sheep wool just hanging out in there as well around the collar. Just imagine, and just doesn't try to like coddle it, but just stands up very
Hmm.
gently, very smoothly,
Hmm.
just looks for a direction. Just, where do I go?
Beautiful. It folds its gay little fairy wings behind it as it curls up and puts its little pawsies, and it's so cute, so cute. I cannot emphasize how adorable this little baby is. But
I think she would like probably tuck her hair a little bit, just try to get it warm. Just
good. Uh, Nico and Rasai, you both arrive around the same time. The final carriages pull up, the doors open. Frankly, the two dragon critters that are leading these look a little exhausted from how far they've been flying, but as soon as they land, they just kind of like go into loaf mode, and the driver's like, "Oh, come on, no, 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 we still have to." Okay, well, here we are. So let's go ahead and start with Nico's description.
Okay. Um, Nico will step out almost timidly. They stand about 5'10" ish and have those vibes of, oh, you have one gender, that's cute, I have them all. Um,
Yes.
uh, they are wearing really quite refined looking like clothing. There's lots of layers. There's a big like swoopy scarf around their neck. It'll be in the colors, most notably of the Radiant Oasis, but quite specifically of their household. So you're only going to know it if you know. Like, if you know, you know. But otherwise, there's just a lot of those sort of like, blues and purples going on. Um, they have dark brown hair that was side shaves, back shaved, and like a little like top knotty type ponytail thing. There's a white streak in it, and then if your eye follows it, they actually have patches of vitiligo on their left eye. So parts of the left eyebrow, and the eyelashes are also white. There's gloves though and long sleeves on everywhere else, so everything is hidden. And they definitely have, to the untrained eye, they definitely have resting bitch face, like almost looking as if they are better than this place. But actually, for those who know what it looks like, the hand that is gripping very tightly to the book that they hold, and the very watchful eyes and shallow breathing, they're actually having like low level panic attack right now. Especially with like the amount of people that are here. So like they're sort of shuffling along and trying to carry themselves with like straight back the way they've been trained, and shoulders are back, and I've been, raised properly, but they are looking overwhelmed and overstimulated and just kind of stand around awkwardly waiting to figure out
Mm.
what they're meant to do.
Autism mood.
Yeah. It's like, this is a lot.
Oh.
Yeah. So they're
All
just
right.
standing there kind of awkwardly.
Speaking of a lot,
Yeah. Yeah.
the carriage door slams open. Rasai steps out. A wind blows and picks up her hair, her long dark hair that's in a long ponytail. And she's got these stars in her green eyes, staring around at everything with this big smile on her face. She's wearing a nice sweater and a long skirt. Looks very nice, like she's got money, but it's not like overstated. But you can tell it's nice. And she's just looking around like, wow, I'm finally here. This is amazing. Sees Nico and is like, are you new here too?
Oh, yes. uh, you're also new. They kind of like they clock you, and I imagine I'm getting that same feeling of like that
Yes.
weird like and I'm not necessarily questioning that. I trust that instinct, and I'm just like, yes, I am.
Mm-hmm. And Makoto Shana, you also, all of you. It's almost like in Sailor Moon after they get reincarnated and see each other and they're like, huh. Anyways, it's that kind of like, do we know each other? There's something here. So Makoto, you see these other two who are off on their own, who Capricia, the little creature, had just run from.
Mm.
And as these two start to talk, you see Capricia like poke its head out of your hair and look over towards them,
Mm.
and like it kind of bats towards them and then bats at your face.
Okay. Just acceptance. Just, all right. This creature obviously lives here and knows what's happening. And Makoto will just walk right up to Nico and Rasai and just, I think they want to talk to you. And we'll just very gently pull the hair back for
Sure.
pop out.
Just like seeing the little critter, there's like a little quirk of a smile on Nico's face.
Aw.
My goodness, you're adorable. And Rasai gets very, very close. You're so cute.
What is it?
I don't know. It just found me when I got here. But it
Um,
seems to know what's happening, so
Hmm.
I think at this point, Cersei would have clocked the running up to Makoto Shana, and they lean over to Giselle. Do you think we should? I mean, I'm getting that feeling. Do you know them? Because I feel like I know
No,
them.
no, I don't. Maybe they went to ballet camp. I don't know. Want to go see?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay.
Go
Lovely.
walking.
So they all like trot over and join the
Mhm.
party.
As you do, Capricia, this little fey critter, leaps out of the hair onto Rasai's head and then like onto the ground with a little flitter.
Mhm.
And then just starts to weave between everybody's legs, tail up, all cute like, doing its gay little walk.
I'm gonna reach under and do like
The chin
chin
scritchies.
scratch, just that perfect little spot. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
there you go.
It leans in and is just like,
Yeah, this is nice.
mhm.
I'd say there's definitely like a little like just a smirk, not like a full like
Mhm.
blown smile, just looking at it, just enjoying scritches, just
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Sweet.
if you need anything, you can ride on my shoulder, so you don't get stepped on.
It twitches its ear in acknowledgement.
Gentle bow.
Do I know you guys? You seem familiar.
We were just talking about that. Did you ever
Yeah.
go to the ballet camps up in Solstice?
But maybe 1 year. Have
No.
you guys ever been to Leicester?
No, but I've heard of Lester.
No, I don't. No, I did. I went. I think I went to like a conservatory thing there. Once they
Interesting.
did like a program.
I mean, a lot of people in Leicester know who I am, so like maybe that's like what it is. Like, is it?
Maybe.
Do I look familiar?
So familiar.
You did-
That's why I'm so confused, right?
Yeah,
I've never
totally.
left the Radiant Oasis, so I can't imagine I've actually met you before.
That's weird. And I don't think I've been there. What's your name?
Nico.
I'm Rasai. Hi, it's nice to meet you guys.
Hi.
And
I'm
you are?
Cersei.
Cersei.
Yeah.
Giselle.
Giselle, so cute. Both of you, adorable.
Thank you. Oh, and this is C to B, and I point to the metal bird on my shoulder. It's under repair a bit at the moment, but
Is that made
They're
of
like,
clockwork?
a little bit of clockwork. But my family, the Twartzas, make lots of different like crafts and creations out of metal, and well, this is the one that's worked for me. So
Fascinating. Does magic bring it to
so-
life?
yes, I think that might be a little bit of why it's having a bit of a malfunction. Oh,
hope you don't mind me acting out your beautiful bird.
no, I love it. Yeah, no. See, this
It's
is
so-
they're very cute. But
It's
Is
so
it like
lifelike and
Normal
like.
birds. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I just Giselle's like it's so lifelike and like predator instinct is kicking in again. She's like, do not
the big
make
eyes
a
just
good
go.
impression
they're
of these
coming
people. Like
out.
eyes are huge. Like she seems normal, but her eyes are huge.
It's so cute.
It's, I love it.
Does it
Licks
act
lips.
like
Yeah.
normal birds, where you can give it a gift and it will give you one?
Yes and no. That's actually why I made them. Here, open up, boop, boop, and I like pop their chest, and you see a compartment opens that basically. I didn't think about this till later, but Five Nights at Freddy's style, a compartment opens up in the back of the belly.
I'm sorry. I didn't
Wow.
know this.
Really glitchy.
They're purple. They're green, not purple. I swear. Anyway, but the contraption opens their belly. You can give it, or at least I designed it to where you could give it gifts, and it can travel across great distances without having to use dragons who tire or griffins who also tire and you need to feed, and also they're very cute. Okay.
Makoto
Yes.
reach into like she has like little mini pouches all around her waist and pulls out one that's just like it's just a shiny stone. There's nothing particularly magic about it, and just puts it in the bird.
In the little
What does it do? Mm-hmm.
oh, the contraption just like you hear this like hiss of air as it like pops shut, and you see the eyes like flicker for a second, and it like trains on you. Oh, it's asking for directions. I wouldn't send it too far though.
What happens if you send it too far?
It might
I-
get a little lost. I haven't gotten to test it out yet.
I'll just like lean a little closer, not to hover over you, just not trying to be rude. Just
Oh, and it definitely like big like raven wings and just plops up on top of your head, and then the belly like opens up again with a little hiss.
oh my
You'd be
god! Does it
little
drop the
spicy,
stone?
Like you push
Yes.
the head and it like lays an egg. And it's just like a,
Yes, a little like that, yeah.
A bigger smile, so not just one side, but both sides. Just it's cute. And she puts the stone back in her pocket and just hands it back.
Oh, thanks. I
where
just
are
put
you
it back on top
from?
of my
And
head.
Nika's
Yeah.
gonna look at Makoto. The others stated where they were from. Where are you from?
Oh, I have a farm in Twin Horns. Lived
Mm.
there my entire life, and just work. But it's a lovely community. We all help each other out. And there's just
Your
a very small like mysticism or nostalgia in her eyes. Just "Oh, it's wonderful.
Giselle's just like, you're so pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah.
At this point, Capricia, the little critter, is like scratching its face with its foot and like hears all this. You see its ears start to go back, like, ugh, okay. Uh, and scampers off. And around that time, also, uh, a loud bell chimes throughout the entire school. And all of the students that have been gathering and chatting with all of their belongings kind of pause and look up. And at the top of the stairs at the entrance are two people. And you see that Capricia is scampering up through the crowd. You don't see them for a little bit before they hop into the arms of one of these people. One you would likely recognize as the headmistress of Auriga Academy. She is a massive woman. She has she's inherited the Auriga bloodline, which is known for big, tall, beefy women. Whew. Anyways, she's the headmistress. She has just a mass of beautiful hair, dressed very elegantly, has the school's colors, and just a very pleasant smile with one scar over her eye that looks like it's blind. Next to her is the shortest, roundest, sparkly eyedest man that you guys have ever seen. Some of you may recognize him as her husband slash secretary. Uh, he's just here for support, and it is him who Capricia has just hopped into the arms of, and he is immediately like, oh, he's got like big poofy beard, little tiny glasses, and again just big sparkly eyes. As the crowd silences, the headmistress holds a hand up in greeting. Hello and welcome everybody, and welcome back to some. As your first day, all you need to do is go to your rooms, unpack. You have to just meet with your dormitory. Oh my god, I am forgetting the name.
Advisor?
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, the RA and blah blah blah. I never went to college. I don't understand how this works. Um, um, but she basically just explains the logistics of like, okay, you need to go pick up your keys, you need to go do this, you need to do that. But other than that, the day is yours. Explore, be safe, enjoy our wonderful meals, enjoy our garden, explore our sports fields. We have many. We are very well known for our sport.
Just one.
The game sport, yeah. With
Singular.
Football.
Yeah, with the
Sport,
teams.
sport.
Yeah.
Just
Mhm.
the sport.
yeah, go team
Mhm.
sport.
That's silly of me. How could I forget?
Yeah.
um she gives a brief tour of gesturing. This way is the classes, further on are the offices. This way are the dorms and the cafeteria, so on and so forth. And once she's finished, she says, and if everybody would like, I will be walking around this evening, having a little meet and greet with our new students, but of course, don't feel obligated. We just love to see fresh faces. But welcome in, make yourselves at home. Please let us know if you have any questions at all. Classes will start tomorrow. Good luck. And with that, the crowd resumes chatting and starts to filter in. She and her husband bow and kind of step to the side, chatting with some students. You can see some that have returned are immediately like, "It's so good to see you!" And uh, the the husband, Sterling is his name, uh, throws his arms out and is like, "My dear, it's so good to see you!" And Capricia has to like scramble up onto his shoulder. It's their delight. But you are allowed to roam and go to your dorms after you, of course, get all the logistics taken care of. But what do you do now? If anything in particular, before I move us all.
Continue having a low-level panic attack.
Understood.
The idea of
I think
mingling and getting to
I
know
think
people.
Cersei clocks this about Nico because they are very observant, and holds up her arm to C to B and holds them out to Nico. It's pretty good to have a companion sometimes.
Mm.
Do you want to go check out our rooms?
Yes, I have. Nico will extend their hands to like take it on and be like, "Yeah, there was some critters back where I'm from that used to. Well, they were good company.
Yeah.
This is
Sydney
nice.
is pretty.
Let's all go together. Rasai grabs whoever's next to her, their hand.
Good.
Friends.
Yeah, if it's Makoto, she just goes with you. Like she's a heavy girl, but just okay. Is it warm here?
It is like the perfect temperature. It is beautiful. It's just warm enough, but also you get a cool breeze from the waterfall just behind the floating isle. It's like, lovely.
Okay. Makoto will just be taken along for the ride. Yeah, not particularly like going to try to stop this, and just looks at Nico. If she noticed that Nico was panicking a little bit, just you can follow behind me. Just kind of, I will clear the way for you. Don't worry.
Oh, that's very practical. Thank you. Appreciate
People
it.
don't tend to stand in front of me. Stop, 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 stop. You always hear her coming.
Yeah.
Good.
Only thinks that people are parting the way for her, and it's
Yeah.
just
You're like a little convoy.
Yeah, and I think Giselle is being very chatty to kind of like keep some of the like attention and pressure off of Nico as well, and is just like a mile a minute
Mhm.
asking questions, saying stuff.
Yeah, I think
It-
Cersei is just falling behind the trio in the front a little
Yeah.
bit.
if you ask any questions to Makoto, they're going to be one-word answers. Not like rude, just okay,
Mhm.
yes,
Yep.
no.
Ideas.
Short, flat.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And as you guys venture together to grab your keys, grab your itinerary, is that the word? Again, I took 1 year of college and it was all blank, so I don't remember shit about how this actually works. Why am
Yes.
I running a college-based game? I don't know. Anyway,
How
after
college
you
should be run. We don't need to do
Yes.
it like everybody does it. We got this.
yeah,
We'll figure
after
it
you
out.
get all of your shit together, uh, physically at least, um, you guys note that you are all conveniently on the same floor and right next to each other. Oh my gosh. And I will actually ask, because I don't think I asked this before, does anybody want to be roommates with each other?
Oh,
Oh.
Please.
everyone?
I think Nico could benefit from being forced to have that company for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Maybe you guys get like one of the big fancy duplex ones where like 3 of you are on one side, 2 of you are on the other.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
With like a little shared space in the middle. Love it.
Yeah. Oh, those are cool.
Get like a
Let's
suite.
force the chattiest and let's see, which of the quietest? So Giselle and we'll say Nico,
Don't do
you
this
two
to
are on
them.
one side.
Yes, good, good,
Oh, I'm
good.
doing this to them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes,
Uh,
good,
I
good.
can't wait.
and
Mhm.
Makoto Shana, you are uh, brought into the big, beautiful room with Rasai and Cersei.
And it's good because Cersei's like almost half Makoto Shana's height. So
Versailles
big and
also
little, we're good.
tall, not quite 6 feet.
You could just curl up at the foot of her bed.
Yes, yes. All I need, so all Cersei needs is like one of those big, like, if you had a pet bed for your Great Dane, they fit right in.
Just slot everyone in like a game of Tetris. It's great.
Yeah.
Listen, I have one
Which
of
is
those giant, like, pet beds. I use that
Mhm.
more than my cats.
Mhm.
Uh huh.
This
Good.
is really
Good.
soft.
I
right.
know it sounds lovely, actually.
So this might help then. Makoto, if she gets to her bed, she'll start unpacking, and it's all like blankets. Like, I don't know if I can grab this. Oh, I'm sitting on it. Hold on. It's like this, like the fuzzy, line things and very comfy things. She lays them out, puts them away, and even like her clothing, she'll take off at least one layer because it's perfect here. So she's used to being in wind blown and everything. Just all the clothing is like that too. Very comfortable, very fuzzy. Um, and just little wooden figurines everywhere, just little tiny little wooden pieces. So you can use, and she'll just look at you and just look how small you are and go,
Uh-huh.
if you ever need a blanket, you can have it.
That would be great because I don't think I brought that many. Did you make these?
Well, I made some. I'm not very good, but the people in our community, we trade. So they got the wool from my sheep and put blankets together.
That's amazing.
Yeah, no, a
Yeah.
little nostalgic, like, yeah,
Oh.
they're very sweet.
Um, Cersei, as they're unpacking, it's pretty minimalist. But they have a lot of like tools, stuff that you should, like a jeweler's, like stuff that probably shouldn't have brought with them, but they just have like almost an entire metalworking like set. Um, but other than that, and I have suddenly decided like a million different, most of their clothes are pretty plain except for their socks. They have like what seems like a million different kinds of socks and everything from like some of them have plants on them, some of them have animals, and some of them are just like weird designs and things, and they just like have a very specific way of folding them all up. And yeah,
I think she would look at the ones with animals on them and just be like, "That's really cute."
thanks.
Do you have any ramblings?
Let me look. And they'll like look through theirs. Yeah, and there are these bright pink ones that have these like, they look almost like the Highland sheep of rams, like they're big puffballs, and then they've got like big old ram horns. Do you want these? They might
Okay,
be a little
looking
small.
looking at it, could she fit them? Like,
I think it's worth a try.
Four-way stretch material.
Yeah,
Just-
they're pretty
Thank you.
stretchy and they're really comfortable.
I appreciate it. Would and she'll grab over to a figurine, like she probably has like a little bird, like a little raven would one, and just hand it over and thank you. And they're
Thank
small. They're like I don't know, inch tall.
Yeah,
They're tiny.
thank you. And like they'll just kind of look around for somewhere to put it and then probably just put it on their head for a little bit. And then like self-consciously take it off and put it in a pocket.
Just turn around with her socks and just keep rearranging everything. Just
They're
They're quiet.
so cute.
They're
I
so cute.
know.
Meanwhile, Rasai's over there just unpacking her entire fucking closet and like makeup.
Yeah.
And it does
Oh, sorry,
pull
is
out-
this a shared closet?
Oh no, it's mine now. You guys can have the drawers. That's fine. I don't need them. But like, she pulled out like a bunch of like decorative pillows and has like really cute knickknacks that are like not like cutesy, but a bit more like elegant, I guess, like more decorative and stuff like that, which she obviously finds very important to bring it with her to college. But she does pull out among them a little clock that has like a
Marbles?
little magical mechanism spinning underneath it. It has like a pretty blue glow. So it kind of works almost as a nightlight as well. She puts that on the shelf and just seems very happy and pleased with herself.
Cersei immediately kind of wanders over and stares at it a bit too close. Did you say you were from Luster?
Yeah, I am.
What was your family's name?
Finale.
We're the Tvotsas. Vinali. I
No
know you're in
way!
Clockwork.
No. Yeah, definitely. Our parents have definitely met
Yeah,
before.
yes. Oh my gosh, this is amazing work. Did you
Oh,
make
yeah.
this?
No, not me. Oh God, no. I I don't do that. But that's my parents. It's totally my parents, and maybe my little sibling too. They help out sometimes. But this
That's
is
really cool.
not my work. God, I wish I could do that. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, maybe I brought my entire metalworking kit. Maybe we could try sometime.
Yeah, totally. That's internal panic. I have never been a clock in my life.
I think
yeah,
Don't worry.
Makoto would just,
so fun.
again, not trying to hover, just poke it a little bit. Just
It just spins a little bit faster.
I don't. Sorry, I don't understand all the magic
I
stuff.
don't either, honestly. I think it's just it's supposed to keep time, but when you spin it faster, it doesn't go faster. So I guess it's doing its job.
Yeah.
Sounds reasonable.
Amazing. So, with this dorm and you three, there is a door connecting that can be locked from either side. But that goes to Nico and Giselle's room. How is your unpacking going?
Oh, Nico's
I
I think Nico's probably got one of those bags that it's not full like bag of holding style, but there's definitely magic to it because they had entirely too many books, but refused to take any less than what they had already assigned as being brought. So parents folded and gave them this, and they're just pulling out like essentially their own little personal library that any surface that could fit some is getting some of these books. There's not a whole lot of clothes in there. I mean, there's some changes, but most of the space is for these. And then I think there's one. They probably like try to do this subtly, like thinking you're maybe busy doing something else. But it's like this plushie that is because I was very inspired by the drawings that Elsa sent me. The little yokai critters with like these big floppy ears and really stupid looking faces and little antlers and these flat tails. Like it's this little, like it's clearly been very loved for a long time. This looks like this has been with Nico for a long time, and just sort of like sticks it under the pillow of the bed.
That's so
I'll
cute.
see if I can get a picture up of one of them. They're my
They
favorite
are,
thing ever.
yeah. I saw it and I was like, that is immediately their favorite animal. They definitely have a couple that's like their pets back home, and they're like, you can't keep that. That's not a pet. And they were like, watch me. They are Nico's therapets for sure. So in lieu of being able to take some of those therapets, because they were told no, that would be an invasive species if you take that there, you're not allowed to take one. So has brought the cuddly toy instead.
Nice. I think too, Giselle recognizing that like let's give Nico a minute.
Yeah.
This has been a lot, and I think Giselle is just humming as she unpacks all of her clothes and like mostly clothes and a lot of very comfortable, soft, warm bedding. Um, she like everything as she arranges it is perfect. Like if you pulled up a Pinterest and typed in like orange dorm room aesthetic because she has like a color scheme, like it's one of those pictures. Like it's so immaculate. But everything is very soft, everything is very comfortable and well organized from, you know, the way her pillows are arranged on the bed to her very neat and still like pressed clothes in her closet. She did bring her own ironing board. Um, to like her shoes and she has a lot of ballet stuff as well. And as she's finishing that, she picks up like kind of a box and she's points to the cork board that all dorm rooms have, and she's
Mm.
like, "Do you mind if I put some pictures up on here? I'll make sure I leave room for you. I don't want to like take over the whole thing, but
Oh, please do. That's fine.
all right, sounds good."
And they take a minute and then like rearrange a couple books that didn't need rearranging, and is doing that thing where it's like, right, small talk. Small talk. Let's go. Small talk. You mentioned ballet camps. Are you away from home often?
No, actually, I grew up, fortunately close to some really amazing ballet schools, and I had a lot of really great opportunities to occasionally, go out and travel. And after I graduated, I ended up deciding to stay home and work at one of the local ballet studios. Dancing is really amazing. It's, my thing. But yeah, how about you? Is this your first time far away from home?
Yes. Yes. First time away from home. Yes. I was homeschooled as well, so this is all very new to me.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
sorry. I know
mm,
it's a big transition. I like went to, like local public schools and stuff like that, but it's a big change. So
yeah.
let me know if you need anything.
Thank you. Did you um enroll here for a reason?
Uh no, actually. It's kind of silly. I got like a letter from the school even though I never applied, and they were like, "You got a free ride." And that's amazing. And they also have like this really amazing performance and ballet program. And I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. I never applied. So then
While
they
you're
showed
talking,
up.
yeah, Nico from like one of there's actually several pockets in the various layers, even though it doesn't look like there is, just pulls out from nowhere
What's up with your
very similar
bag?
letter. Oh, it's a gift for my last birthday. Uh did it look like this?
Yeah, it looks like mine. I like probably I'm sure I have it somewhere. Like her also super organized desk. Pulls it out. It's like color coded in a folder. Like this. You also
Yeah,
had like a whole.
I did. I was not meant to. I mean, moving here it's definitely not was not in the plans for me. But then this, and I think I'm going to call it morbid curiosity from my parents, and now I'm here. So
Yeah. Okay. So wait, we all seem
it's
to know each other, even though we don't. We all live on the
hmm,
same floor. You and
hmm,
I both have these letters of.
hmm.
Alta, put that face away. Uh,
And I
have
don't know
have
the
these
bride.
letters.
I only know her mom. Huh, me neither. Hmm.
Uh-huh.
Do you go? Do you want to
I
go check on
think
the other side of the room?
I am very curious about this also.
Yeah. Go
Um,
knock on your door.
yeah, I'll be like, by the way, thank you for your help. I appreciate your efforts today.
Anything you need.
Just
We
stands
go
outside
over
their
and
door.
like,
Yeah.
are you decent?
I think Makoto will just open the door like real quick. Not aggressive, just efficient.
I just pulled the letter up. Did you all receive a letter like this that invited you to the school out of nowhere?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you apply
How
here?
did you know that?
No.
No.
We're building a hypothesis.
And she'll move out of the door frame to let y'all in. Y'all be ushered in and go to her
Yeah.
like rough rucksack pack and pull out the letter as well. It's a little crumpled.
Risai is
but
like
there.
digging through her backpack full of loose papers, even though the term hasn't even started yet. Like just
Yeah.
just like throwing them out. And eventually pulls out like the wrinkled
It's
letter.
just receipts.
Yeah.
It's just all receipts from shopping.
Sketch paper,
Mhm.
Yeah, there's like some like comic books that she's throwing out too. It's just, yeah, here, letter. I got one too.
Cersei pulls out theirs, like they know exactly their bag has like a lot of little folds. They know exactly where it is and they pull it out.
I didn't apply. I already had like an apprenticeship in Luster. But then like I got this and it's like, oh, I guess I'm not doing that anymore.
Huh.
Curious, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Mm,
Just figured it was change. We had to go.
certainly feels like something is afoot.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, maybe it's a new scouting program. Auriga doesn't seem it's a full school. Doesn't
Like
seem
they're
like
not
it is itching for students.
Like headhunting, are you all exceptional in a particular field?
I mean,
Aggressively
I'm
not.
special.
I mean,
I'm
for my
outstanding in
community,
my
I'm-
field, yeah.
Yeah. Don't sell yourself
it's me.
short. Oh,
That's funny because she's really tall.
no, because I was laughing at your
Oh.
thing when you were like outstanding in your
yes,
field, and
said
I was
my
like,
field, yeah.
but I have a field.
I just made the
That's why I have rams.
They have humor. It's just real dry, and you're not always going to know it's a joke.
It was so dry it went over my head. I was just like,
Makoto definitely takes it literally, and it's just like, well, I have a field. That's where I have all the rams.
You are
I
outstanding in
think
your
so.
own field.
Good
then.
rams.
I don't
mean,
know if
I
they
have to.
specialize in that here, but
They did say they had a garden. I was curious if they had anything else.
I kind of want to check out the ballet studios and amenities around here, dance studios around here. So, anyone want to kind of do a walking tour?
yeah, I'm curious to see if
Yeah.
their library is up to par. I highly doubt it, but
I think Makoto will put the letter up and then grab some woodworking tools and like things to craft and fiddle with and just put it in her bag or pockets at this point.
I was kind of expecting we'd all be like outstanding magicians, but like, I guess we
Well-
each have our different things.
I've never done magic before in my life.
Really?
Nor have I.
What? Why
Can't do
not?
it.
Rams don't
It's
need
so
you
easy.
to have magic.
I'm sure there's some practical magic that could be.
Yeah, I can do practical, like little stuff, but
It's
They
kind of
just
drummed
pull out a
into me
couple,
from
like,
a young age.
Woodwork,
gotta
like
go
little like whittled things. Just this is what I do.
oh my god, those are amazing!
Aren't they?
They are
They're
quite
so
magical.
cute.
And if she
Yeah.
has a little cat, I think she'll hand it to Giselle and just.
The
I will
chosen
cherish
are
this.
bonding.
I will cherish this forever.
Versailles
This
kind
is
of
Gonna be
pouting
alive
in the
for
corner.
forever.
Yeah.
Versailles is pouting because being a good magician has been able to get her like adoring fans like up until now, and now nobody gives a shit, and they're just like, oh, she's just like,
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
the comment
Are you,
about
like-
magic made Nico like raise an eyebrow, but they did not say anything.
Are you like openly pouting, Versailles?
yes. She
Oh,
doesn't hide it.
I think if Makoto looks over, she'll just kind of just open hand, not creepy, just
Pat,
pat.
pat.
Just gentle
Good.
pat on the shoulder, not the head. That's condescending. Just the side, like
Okay, just
Yeah.
Are you finding this emotionally overwhelming, Versailles?
no, I'm fine. How are you?
Emotionally overwhelmed.
look
Okay.
Somebody
emotionally
clip that.
overwhelmed.
I hide it very well. It's called masking.
Something
I-
for that.
It's yeah. Yeah. I find meditations really useful.
Boring.
Maybe you've just not done it right. I could teach you. They can be quite exciting when you work hard enough with it. I promise.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, making friends. I will try meditation.
And so you all begin your tour.
Mhm.
You guys visit various places, including some of the most Uh, some of the places that you guys will be spending the most time in: the dance studio, the library. Where else did somebody want to look at the garden?
Me.
Yeah,
And Cersei a little too.
yeah.
But
Uh,
Cersei's also interested if there's like a shop, like a metalworking shop.
100% there
Yeah, if
is.
there's any like farm, I doubt it, but if they keep like animals anywhere,
They
Makoto would be
they do.
keeping an
It's
eye out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not quite like farm, but they do have like classes for agriculture, and they do have a few animals and some space on their floating islands. The garden itself is very much Utena the movie esque, where it is a raised platform with a spiral staircase going all the way up, and it's just open garden. Beautiful. You can already see that there are a handful of people here. Looks like clubs that are already meeting. Just excited to be meeting again. It's like, oh my god, it's been such a long summer. Um, but there's also a what looks to be a very old temple up here, with a old human man just kind of sitting, drinking some tea, watching. Looks like he's mostly just tends the flowers now. It looks like the temple is kind of just left there out of respect. And yeah, technically this guy is a priest, but really he's the gardener. Uh, but you get a gorgeous view of everything: the city below, the academy, the mountains behind you with that giant carved statue. Statue feels like such an understatement. Uh, Carved mountainside of Lady Auriga. Fucking gorgeous. The library is, in fact, pretty impressive. Not as impressive as yours, but the tower to the left on this beautiful little picture, uh, that is all library. The offices are the bottom couple of floors, and then everything else is just books. The first maybe 5 floors are accessible to students. The
Mm-hmm.
ones higher up need some permissions. And it seems like the library is currently being run by two little creatures. I would say spirits, but one of them is. Uh, Siblings, seems like. Fairies, although one of them is a ghost and is very much so struggling to actually do anything physical, even though she keeps trying, and just kind of mournfully resorts to being like, I'll just show you where the books are.
Oh.
And the sister kind of like reaches over and gives her a little pat, but just goes right through and it's just like, there.
Ripping my
I said
heart
there's
out.
definitely there's like a whatever tension has been held in those shoulders the entire time since they got off that carriage immediately melts when they're in the library.
Hmm.
Do they have comics here or like anything with pictures?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Anything with
Hell
pictures,
yeah.
we're good.
Uh, so are we in the library currently, or are we just kind
If
of
you want, if
looking
you
where we
want to
want to
have a
be?
scene there, absolutely.
I actually had a question about the priest guy in the. He's in the
Yeah.
garden, correct? Is
Hmm.
he? Does he look like he's like struggling with things, or he's just tending, going about his day?
Nah, he's just chilling. He's just happy to see the students back. He's sitting at a little table outside of the temple, which again is more so like his home slash where he keeps his gardening equipment. He's wearing some robes that look relatively official, but nobody here really recognizes anything officially. It's just like, it's always been here. We're not going to kick the priests out.
Hmm.
We gave them a job as the gardener,
Okay.
you know.
I think Makoto would approach him again, trying to stay far back to not
Hmm.
overtower and just. Uh, excuse me.
Oh, hello. How can I help you? Are you new to the school here?
Yes.
Wonderful. Welcome to the gardens. Can I
Thank-
help you with anything?
Yeah. Um. What are the rules of the garden? Can we be here anytime?
Oh, of course, of course. The rules are, don't mess with my flowers and I won't mess with you. If you want to have any clubs here, just talk to me. We have a few that meet here. I can also make you some sweets and tea if you do want to meet here, even if it's unofficial.
Oh, thank you. And she still looks confused by his comment of like he won't mess with us because he's so small. Like, eh, does he look threatening in any way?
No, he's this little old man who is just like, oh,
And I think that he reminds her of like people in the community of just the older folk. They're like, I can
mhm.
still get you, you whippersnapper kind of people. Just slight smile,
Will make
just
me get my chunkla.
Deadly weapon.
understood. What is your name, sir?
Oh, me? You can just call me Ross.
Sir Ross. Thank you.
Oh, such respect. You know, kids these days, they just don't really respect priesthood anymore, which is fine, I understand. But it's appreciated. Would you like a biscuit?
Oh, uh, thank you. Because she knows not to turn down things from people. Like, absolutely not. But it's, being nice.
Freshly baked. Super tasty.
Heck yes. And I think because he kind of just reminds her of people from home, she'll grab one of the little like wooden ram ones that she's
Mhm.
made. She made dozens of these and just puts it on
Yeah.
the table and just thank you, Sir Ross. Um, I was actually
Oh,
going to ask, can I help in the garden from time to time? I promise I won't touch your flowers.
oh, I was just teasing. Uh, yeah, if you want to help out, by all means. I mean, I can very much so take care of this place by myself, he says with his hand like shaking. Uh, but I wouldn't turn down a little bit of help.
Thank you. It's nice being in
Oh,
the
thank you.
open
Oh,
air.
what was your name again?
Oh, Makoto. You can call me Makoto.
Makoto. Lovely to meet you. Can I call you Mac?
Sure. Yes.
Lovely making your acquaintance, Mac.
You too, Sir Ross. And I think she'll just be like, thank you. And just walk away with no preamble, just leave to follow the rest. Stomp, 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 walking down with her biscuit.
I love the detail that she's just so heavy footed.
Good.
There's like, it's not like she's just a brute, but she just is that dense, just
Absolutely.
and very sure footed.
Mhm.
And we'll follow the rest of the party.
Lovely. All right. So, as your exploration, your little tour is nearing its end, maybe you have to actually drag Nico out of the library, or maybe we're just chilling, letting her do her thing. Um, there is an announcement that comes through these little gargoyles placed here and there throughout the school, where these gargoyles just their mouths open and out screeches this voice. Not screeches, it's a little scratchy. The voice of Sterling, the secretary. And you hear him go, "Hello, my lovely students. I hope your day has been fantastic. I do need to request a few of you to the office to finish up some details for scholarships. Could I please have," and he begins to list each and every one of you.
Immediately thinking of everything bad I've ever done in my life, just like
Yeah. I
oh
think there's like
God.
there's certain sounds or things that happen or your phone going off that immediately spikes your anxiety. Nico hearing their surname announced in a big crowd like this definitely puts the fear into them and they're like, "Oh god."
Yeah.
Uh
There's a few folks in the library who do perk up at that and are just like,
I'm just gonna duck out and just vanish.
"Mhm."
Yeah, I think if Makoto sees the anxiety from a few of y'all, we'll just be like, we just have to fill out paperwork or something. Just stand behind
Right.
me.
Yeah. We
Stop,
didn't
stop,
apply.
stop, stop.
Yeah, Nico immediately falls into line. It's like there's gonna be this instinct to immediately stand right behind you. Because like
Yes,
they're 5'10",
exactly.
they're not super short, but they're perfectly short enough to just be
Behind
in
the
your way, and
syllable.
no one sees them. And, yeah.
Cersei is just the caboose
Yeah.
always. Just
Yeah.
like a little
Going in
trail.
spies order.
Also, for the record, I don't know if Makoto actually knows where they're going. Just starts walking. Just
Yeah.
immediately starts walking. It
Hope
just
for signposts.
gave her a task. She'll do it.
Mhm.
All right.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're going to be totally fine. They're not going to do all of this work to get us here just to be like, go home. Besides, we already unpacked. So,
Yeah, they
I
have to
think I thought
drag
we
our
were-
dead bodies out of here.
Cersei just
They're
brings
going to
out
kill
like
us.
Cersei just brings out this little like ring of like it's kind of like a fidget spinner or something.
Yes.
Just looks like it's crudely like, and they just start like twirling it in their hands.
Mhm. There's a moment where Nico looks at you and is
Totally.
like, that's a game recognizing game move. Like, oh, yeah. I have things like that too.
Or right of yours now, it's just
Yeah.
Ah!
Beautiful. So you guys begin to make your way, with Makoto leading at first, but having to point like it's this way, it's this way.
Anytime like a hand goes up, she's like,
Yeah.
oh. I'll just start walking immediately. No questions asked.
so tempted to
Indeed.
point the wrong way just for fun. But I'm like,
She'd do it. I don't know.
So you make your way to the headmistress's office, which first you have to step through the secretary's room, which looks just as adorable and cutesy as he does. But he's not there. Nobody is. You step in, it's empty. There's the secretary desk right next to the door that leads to the headmistress. And it's silent, but the door closes behind you guys.
I don't think Makoto like that. Again, hasn't touched magic really, just is that normal?
hello.
Can be.
it's
And
not
I think
abnormal.
for the first time you kind of see her kind of get bigger, like intentionally. Like she's not trying to hide her height.
Raising her threat
but,
level,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, like there's definite an edge now, just silently like looking around, but making herself a little bit bigger.
My tail goes bushy.
Your hat goes, yeah.
Yeah.
The door to the headmistress's office just swings open. You see a little bit of sparkles, very soft blue. Some of you would probably recognize this as some kind of magic. Some people's magic manifests in different ways, and seems like whoever's this is represented with sparkles. And the door opens, and you hear well, come on in.
Okay.
Definitely not the headmistress's voice.
I'll
Oh,
go
wait.
through.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Versailles will be the first one to go through, I guess, if everybody's hesitating.
No, Nico will head. I mean, well, they can go in lockstep with you, yeah. They're happy to go in.
Yeah,
So
I'll
she's
follow.
definitely trailing behind.
Yeah, I think
I'd be
Makoto will
about
go
to
in
learn.
close to last, but not losing the,
Mhm.
trying to be bigger. Yeah.
I turn to Circe and I'm like, go in.
As you guys step in, you see the headmistress's pristine, beautiful office. There's a few portraits of what looks to be either her or her mother or her grandmother. It seems like looks carry very easily in this family. As well as on the desk, a little portrait of her husband, and 2 daughters. But sitting in the chair is not the headmistress. It is somebody that you guys don't recognize. They send you little pamphlets of like, here are your teachers, here's a description of them, here's the staff of the school. You don't recognize this at all. This person is relatively tall, maybe like 6 feet, uh, pure white, pretty much. White hair that is just pulled down into this frilly little fancy swish with a ponytail. He has two rabbit ears, big old glasses, and seems to be wearing just robes on top of a very casual black outfit. He they he smiles at you all as he spins around in the desk and leans onto spins around the chair, leans onto the
Mhm.
desk. I know words.
You're doing great.
This is
You're
why
doing
I'm called
fantastic.
Disaster Master. Um, ah, good to see that you've all made it. Welcome. Are you getting along well?
Yes.
With
I think so.
Yeah, we're best friends. Who are you?
Wonderful. Hi, I'm Kampa. I am your guide. And at this point, they stand up and kind of dust themselves off. You see a couple little sparkles flying here and there as they start to step around the desk. I'm the one who sent you the scholarships. You're all here because of me. You're welcome. I'm going to get straight to the point. You are not here for school. You may, of course, attend, but I assume you all remember perhaps a month ago an event happening to you? Getting hit by a falling star, perhaps?
Yes,
Starting to
it
gain
hurt.
some.
I didn't like it.
Such a shame.
I thought it was a dream.
Anyways. Oh no.
It's just like you just see her like rub a little bit.
Nico instinctively reaches into some of the layers to hold the thing around his neck.
Mm-hmm. Was not a dream. Was in fact very real. And do any of you know what this means? Wonderful. I will take this deafening silence as a no. And that is what I am here for. I am your guide, and I am the interpreter of our mother Isir, the goddess's will. You all, my friends, have been chosen by our mother Isir, the goddess. Yes, you have a question, I can tell. What?
I have several. Um, chosen suggests purpose. Why?
Yes. Our mother Yeshet's blood has been seeping into the cracks of this world for thousands of years. And it is finally getting to a point where it's affecting this side of the world. Monsters are starting to sprout from these wounds in the earth. And you all have been chosen by our dear Mother Isir to help heal these wounds, to help take care of these monsters, and to help save the world. Don't you feel honored? You should.
You mean we can skip all the boring schooling and get straight to the good stuff?
You will still technically need an excuse to be here. I can only do so much. But you don't technically have to attend. Just don't cause trouble.
why? Why us?
Well, clearly, our mother Seer has seen purpose in you, has seen something worthwhile. And I am here not only to guide you and interpret her will, but also to help bring out this potential in you.
Well, I've got lots of potential.
Oh, I can tell. You have the dragon?
The what?
Oh, nothing, nothing. Anyways, please follow me. This is not a request. You have no choice. Follow me, and I will show you our meeting place.
I think Makoto will follow hesitantly, but just go, "Are you a teacher
Oh,
here?"
heavens no.
But they asked us to work on administrative things.
Oh, yes, that was me. It was an excuse to get you all here.
So it was a lie.
Uh, I'm
A
sure you
bit of
have
truth.
paperwork around. Do you want paperwork?
No, you give me a task and I like to do it. I want to make sure I'm doing the task.
Your task is to follow me and listen.
How long are we going to be listening?
Depends on how many questions you have.
Kind of just subconsciously glances at Nico.
Yeah. I got you. Yeah, they nodding. Don't worry. I'll remember. I'll move on. Okay.
Okay.
You said that
Okay.
she had.
Before
has
you even
dragon.
finish,
Oh, yeah.
as you're like talking, he
Yeah.
just does a gay little walk past you, goes to the door, opens it, doesn't hold it open for anybody, but just starts walking and motions for you all to follow.
I think Makoto would follow first and then hold the door open for everybody. Just
Yeah.
Mhm.
now
Cersei
that
is.
now that the lie task is done, new task done. All right,
Yep.
got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as they are walking, what is Nico saying?
You said that she has the dragon. What does that mean?
Oh, worry not. I will explain that once we're in the temple proper. This
Precise
way.
sniffs herself. 'Cause
Yeah. um, does Nico have an awareness? I mean, do we all have an awareness? Is it a common knowledge about the princess? Because I know that Faith is like a bit hokey at the moment, and some people are just like not for it.
It's kind of like the princes of the sky are old legends.
Yeah.
It's a lot of, excuse me. It's a lot of like, yeah, we know that they existed at some point, but
Yeah.
how much is true, how much is myth, and did they really play as important of a role?
Yeah.
Right now, it's kind of just like they're constellations in the sky.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a shift in Nico's behavior, and they will be following behind first and closely because they've switched into academic mode and are just really keen to learn. So they're just like their mind is already firing off everything that they've read about any of these things, and they're just like listening and focused.
And Cersei is right behind Nico, or even like in lockstep with them,
Mhm.
just as curious, just as like trying to figure out
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
the puzzle of this.
Mhm.
Without a word, he continues to lead you guys down a few halls and into one that you probably haven't been in before because it doesn't actually connect anything important and it doesn't have any rooms in it. It's just a long, empty hallway that not many students go to because it's very out of the way. All along the walls are pictures of various previous kings, queens, before they started turning into headmasters, headmistresses. But he stops before a large portrait of Lady Auriga herself. And he takes the edge of the painting and pulls it open to reveal the passage behind it. That is where we're going to take a break.
Cool.
secret passage.
Yay!
Yeah, Nico's eyes immediately sparkled with secrets because like
tunnel.
that's like their thing. Listen,
eyes,
yes, hell yeah.
Like distrust immediately, just back up. Like what?
Thank you for Campa. They are everything I hoped they would be
Yes,
and more.
yeah,
Oh my god, I know. I
yeah.
love
The gay
our
little walk.
so much.
Yeah,
The
I
gay
love
little
them.
walk. I believe we have a gay little walk counter.
I love it.
It's
Perfect.
We're
at
on
3 right
three.
now.
We're on three.
Don't
Yeah.
need 2 anymore. Welcome back. Hi. So glad you're still here with us. We are jumping right back into Auriga Stars using Fate Accelerated. We just had a raid. Thank you so much for the raid. So our five chosen here have been invited to a school after after getting hit by a fallen star and maybe getting some magic powers and no explanation. But hey, free scholarship. So first day, upon being summoned to the office, they are met not by the headmistress, but instead by some rando who very specifically said he is not staff here. Who was just like, "Hi, I sent the scholarships. It's because of me you're here. You're welcome. By the way, the goddess chose you guys to fight evil. Let's go." So, and if you look on the little map, there he is, my shitty little twink, he, they, in the bottom right corner. Mwah.
You
I love
don't
him so
understand
much.
how obsessed I am with
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
No, I do. I
Me,
do
me
understand
Julia.
the thing.
I'm Alta. Alta, I love him.
I have the shittiest taste in men and men things. Like, I understand.
We're a
Oh
fan
my,
club now.
Men
Yeah.
things.
I know men things. So just send
Yeah.
me. All right.
Mhm, mhm. So, we last left off with Campa, as I believe he introduced himself, uh, leading you guys into a very strange, empty hallway to a portrait of Lady Auriga that he pulled open. Behind it is a room, and I'm going to switch the map real quick so that we have some visuals. There we go. Uh, it looks like there was an entire entryway here that just got a wall built straight over it. And there's a very interesting thing behind it. It's very much so a grand entrance, or was at some point. There's a large statue on one side that, once again, very clearly Lady Auriga. The other side are the crumbled remains of a statue. Can't really decipher what it is, but the other one seems fine. In between is a door that looks like two intertwined hands. Campa hops through and starts sauntering over towards the door, waving a hand as it opens. Without another word, he just keeps going. Looks like it's descending.
All right. Are we heading in?
As we
I
descend.
have seen horror movies that started like this.
This is not a
That's
horror
true.
movie.
Nico is following behind with such eager footsteps.
Okay, well, we can't let Nico die first in the movie. So.
Yeah, that's true. And Cersei will send over here, Giselle, if you promise not to hurt them. It's I'll send over C to B to just like hop on your shoulder.
Who would the final girl be?
Hmm.
I guess we're
Guess
gonna
we'll
find out.
You send
Uh.
that little bird over to me, my claws like out, and then I'm like, nope,
Is this
Nope.
more stressful than helpful?
it is. It gives me something
Oh,
else to
no.
focus on.
Okay.
Mhm.
We keep going down. I'm just like, don't attack the bird. Don't attack the bird. Don't attack the bird.
Don't trip. Don't attack bird. Don't trip.
As you guys descend, the stonework here looks ancient, but well taken care of. Just very much so like old as balls.
Hmm.
And you descend for a little while before reaching another door, similarly with the hands intertwined. Kempa has opened it up, and you are greeted with a huge, bright, cylindrical room that towers. You are towards the top of it, and you don't see a floor. Instead, you see these glowing magical little steps that Campa begins to descend down. The ceiling of this room is a beautiful carving of both of the goddesses, which is rare. Most depictions of Yashet, the fallen goddess, the dead one, have been destroyed, to put it politely, um, defaced. So usually, if you see any depictions, it's just Isir, the living goddess. And usually that's left alone because, well, she's still technically alive, or whatever, even if she doesn't acknowledge us. But we don't want to anger her anymore. But this is a beautiful carving of both of them, kissing, holding hands, and cradling in between them what looks to be a live aquarium. The school definitely should not have enough room for this entire place beneath it. And yet, here we are. There are a few waterfalls of bright, bright blue water pouring down. A few of them land on the hands of a giant statue of the goddess Asir. On the other side, again, crumpled remains of a statue. The center has a platform, flat, beautiful, sparkling, and circling it are several pillars. And as you all begin to descend, you would recognize that these pillars have the constellations on them. But there are three that are crumpled. But that's fine. You don't think there are any other constellations. So, as you descend and reach the center, Campa turns and addresses you all. Welcome. This is my temple. This is where we will be training and meeting and doing whatever we need to do. You will not speak of this to anybody. I'm sure that might sound suspicious, but consider you all have been granted a fraction of our Mother Asir's power. And correct me if I'm wrong, you do not know how to use this power. That's right. And
I,
that is why I'm here.
I mean,
Sorry.
I know how to use magic. Like, I'm pretty good at it.
Oh, can you use celestial magic?
Haven't learned yet, but everything else has been pretty quick to pick up, so we don't see why not.
Oh, I'm sure, I'm sure.
How
And
does
you
it differ?
inherited. How is it different? Well,
Genuine
because it is.
question. Sorry, I know it sometimes doesn't come across that way.
No worries. As it is inherited from our mother Isir, it is significantly more powerful than your mortal magic. So even just the tiniest bit is miles from what you already know. I think a wonderful example of this would be uh, our existing magic user. Rasai, was it?
That is correct.
Lovely. You, my friend, have inherited the dragon's influence. That means you have a lot of raw power, but very little control. And you know what that means?
I, I mean, I have, I
That
have.
means. I'm sorry he's like this. I'm so
Oh no, no,
sorry.
I'm absolutely for it.
He's loving it. Yeah, keep. Yeah.
Yes, very good.
That means it's very easy to hurt people that you don't want to hurt. So, this is why I'm telling you not to inform anybody, because I'm sure your friends will want a demonstration of your magic. I'm sure they'll want to snoop here, or maybe look into the monsters that we're going to be fighting, and we don't want them to get hurt or die. Mortals are very fragile, after all.
You're not mortal.
Are we
Mm.
mortal?
Yes, you are
Mikoto
mortal.
asked out loud. Yeah, she's just like, I'm
Yeah.
mortal. Are you
Yes.
not?
Yeah,
And
Yes,
I
you
assumed
are.
I was mortal.
You yes, the
What-
point is you are all mortal.
What are you?
You have I am the guide, interpreter of Isir's will, and I am not mortal like you.
So do you talk to her? An interpreter talks to people.
So
Well, technically speaking, to two different people.
he completely ignores the question. That all being said, you have inherited a great responsibility. You have been chosen to finally start repairing the bonds between mortals and the celestials. After everything that you mortals have done, she's finally ready to start forgiving.
What did we do?
We
We've been
killed her
over it.
wife. We killed her wife.
But
It
we
was-
didn't.
Like a while ago. Like a long
But I think it's
time
like a
ago.
we. I think it's like a collective.
That's fair. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna argue. I just
Yeah.
You definitely see confusion on Makoto's
Yeah.
face. Like, but
You see
we
their smile
means-
just like tighten as they're staring at Makoto, like
Yeah.
just
yes,
does it just the confusion.
indeed. You mortals did kill one of the two goddesses who created your world and the life upon it, which is why I refer to them as our mothers, because they are. And Mortal Hand killed her.
Are they still our mother if they abandon us?
Yes. She's willing, as clearly shown by the fact that she's chosen you all, to try and bridge that gap, to try and start forgiving. And this is going to begin with. Sorry, I got so distracted. That was me. That is going to
I'd like
begin.
he's just creating tension and everyone's like
Lean in
Yeah?
closer.
yeah.
Yeah,
He should-
Kanta?
Oh my god, I lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
We were proving something, starting with something.
Yes.
Yeah. That is going to start with you all finding the wounds in the earth that have been bleeding through from the other side, that are birthing monsters. And you're going to take care of these monsters and protect the world from them, and thus healing it. And mortality's bond to our mother Isir. Any questions?
How do you know they're monsters?
This one
They're
raised her
just
hand. I like
born.
her more. Yes. Sorry, them.
Yeah. Oh, me. Yes. Where have the wounds been opening up?
A few places. There's one rather close by, but I've managed to keep it contained while gathering you up. And we still need to train you so that nobody dies or explodes a house or anything like that. Yes, you.
How, Cersei, how long have you been around, and how long have you been a guide or a messenger of Isir?
Interpreter of her will. A long time. You had a question too. Makoto,
Yes.
your question.
Oh. How do you know they're monsters?
I've been around for a long time. I have seen the effects of our dear mother Yeshet's blood befouling the other side of the world.
What form do they take typically?
A lot.
Hmm.
You will recognize them as soon as you see them. because they have a very distinct otherworldly look. Typically black, green, sort of eye searing to you mortals, from what I've heard. It's normal for me, of course, but
Your eyes normally sear.
They are rather piercing.
That doesn't sound good for you.
Maybe it's good for immortals.
Hmm.
I guess they have
They're not
different
like us.
standards.
Maybe.
he kind of looks up at the ceiling and is just like,
Yeah.
these people? Really?
Versailles fully distracted and has kind of wandered off from the group and is like looking at the different pillars.
I think
Mhm.
Makoto would worry and just like kind of like grab you, just
Did you send the stars then?
No. That was our mother Asir.
How do we know what we've been to? You said she has the dragon. How do we know what ours are?
That is such a fantastic question. And I could just tell you, but I don't think that would be very fun. So,
Okay.
this is
You told
actually
me.
the next step, is to get to know your powers and to get to know the constellation that you have been bonded with. So, he motions, and a few spectral, magical, sparkling seats appear in a circle right behind all of you.
Mm.
Take a seat.
I sit down.
Okay.
Cersei hops up on theirs a little bit.
Mhm, mhm.
Well, also
Yes.
sit
Does she
down.
fit in this chair?
Yes.
Just very
Just
like
barely.
gingerly holding the. I'm assuming there might be arms. Just testing a little
Mhm.
bit before settling in.
He just stares and is like, it's magic, dear. It's not going to give out.
Sit with
Magic.
perfect posture.
Right.
Well, so good that you all are ready. What we are going to be doing is delving into the celestial sea and your inner world and meeting face to face with your constellation. That will help improve your connection as well as draw out your powers. However, we'll want to watch out because if things go poorly, well, things could go poorly here as well. He looks directly at Rasai.
I'm a little offended by that. I'm very good at magic, I'll have you know.
Oh, it's not you I'm worried about, per se. So,
She
We
looks
be-
behind her to see if there's anybody there.
It's the dragon. It's the dragon. Nico's like trying to like mime to you to give you the answer kind of deal. They've never been in a classroom setting, so they're like, "This is okay, right? I can give
Well,
you
like-
the answer." Yeah.
It
Makoto
is.
would
Yeah,
be
it's
like-
super okay.
Dragons do this.
Well, I can't. Well, they have
or they're like,
What do you
doesn't
want us
sound so
to
bad.
do?
Yes, sorry, I was waiting for you to finish.
We're
Are
bonding.
you done?
Mm.
Okay, you're done. Wonderful. Meditate. I want you to find your inner peace as your powers draw from your emotions and your intent. And what I want you to do is close your eyes, find stillness, find peace, and search inside yourself for this power. Reach for it. Don't make that face at me.
I open my eye. What?
Yeah. Nico's eyes are fully closed, and it's like, "Wait, who? What?"
Nope. Keep meditating.
Well, yeah, mhm,
okay.
mhm.
Mhm.
Oh, now? Okay.
Yes, now.
Do I have to stay still?
He doesn't answer, and you just hear the click of his heels as he does his hey little walk over towards you. You feel his hand tap your forehead, and Giselle, you suddenly feel weightless. Your eyes pop open, and you are no longer in this temple, but instead floating in this bright blue water but you can breathe just fine.
Okay.
And
Like she doesn't look panicked, right?
oh, you guys can't see this.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Don't worry, Makoto. I look panicked.
You can't see, but
Rest assured.
absolutely.
Rest assured.
I'm a cat in water. I am not having a good time.
Oh no!
That's why I was wondering if we saw it because Makoto would do something. Just go ahead.
You
Sorry.
probably hear the claws come out, but uh, as you realize, sort of assess your surroundings. I forget words. You
Fantastic.
see that you are in what feels like a celestial sea, just based on the way the water shifts, the way there are bright dots in the sky of stars you don't quite recognize, but maybe if you shifted, they would look just a little familiar. And looking out, you see fields upon fields of this aquatic, not quite grass. What is the word that I'm looking for? Why do I always
Seaweed?
forget words? Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Fields and fields of this beautiful swaying seaweed with just schools of fish and other strange creatures that you've never seen before swimming through and just enjoying their casual life in the celestial sea, as one does. The fields begin to break off into sharp cliffs, sort of ravines, and it's past those that you feel a tug in your chest towards. And you see a dark cave beneath some waterfalls. Yes, waterfalls in the water.
Mhm.
It's super dense water.
Yeah.
In that dark cave, you see the gleaming of two feline eyes staring. You feel that tug in your chest.
I'll go towards it.
All right. So you land on the field and kind of wade your way through. And it feels a little difficult to move like this underwater. It's not impossible, just a little strange. And finally, you come to the first cliff. There's. There's a lot of height differences, and it looks like a lot of really fun places to
Mhm.
jump around and climb up. And you see a couple of trees that are, frankly, massive, that look kind of scratched up. But right now, you are faced with pretty much a canyon. Not quite as wide, but like, you can't make that jump. What do you do?
I is the cave like across the canyon.
It sure is.
Okay. I guess I is it just me and the
Yep.
constellation
just
thing or okay. I'm like I stand on the canyon. I'm like you have to pick someone else.
Oh, did we lose them?
No, I'm here. Can you?
You're back. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe
Okay,
that was
sorry.
just sorry, you stand at the edge of the canyon.
I stand at the edge of the canyon and I say, "You have to pick someone else."
Hmm.
I can't
There
be here.
is there's a silence that echoes with your voice as it goes down to the canyon, just dark, dark below.
It's not that I
Before
don't want it, but I have
there's
to be home. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
no, you're good, you're good, you're good.
No, yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
There is a sudden thoom of something large landing on the other side of the canyon. You can't quite see it because it's above, you can feel this massive shadow being cast down. And you feel this voice speaking to you. You don't hear it, but you feel it. And it says, "Little one, I did not choose you. Our
Oh.
mother is Seer. Saw something in you. Why do you need to be home, little one?"
I just need to be home. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want it and that I'm not honored and that not that I don't want to help and do this because I do. And I know that I don't have a choice, so I'm going to do it. And I'm not going to complain. And I'm going to do it right. But if there's a possibility that she can pick someone else, I need to be home. Please don't eat me.
There's another moment of silence before there's just a low laughter. You see some schools of fish like scatter from the laughter before starting to like come back as if they were just startled, but they don't feel in danger. And leaning over the edge of this cliffside, peering down at you, is this massive lion creature. It doesn't quite look like anything that you've seen, but also it's vaguely lion-ish, and you recognize parts of it as depicted as the constellation. It has a mane of bright blue fire, horns, teeth that are just grinning out. And it leans down, folding its paws, and peers down at you. Then it reaches one of its paws down, its claw, just the claw itself, as big as you are. And it goes to touch you. Do you allow it?
I do.
You feel a connection. You feel information being shared. Maybe things you didn't really want to share, but, well, these are immortal beings who have no sense of, you know,
Yeah.
who cares what the mortals want? Uh, and after getting the information it needs, it pulls its claw away and folds it back. I see. You are concerned, little one. Worry not. With our abilities, we will keep them safe. And you have your guide, do you not?
Technically.
You hear like a rumble in the voice of like, yeah.
Yeah.
That guy, yeah.
Mm, yes, the guide. You may request things of them. They may be a bit, like that. However, if you need help, they're there to help, little one. They can make things happen.
I'm not I'm not the one who needs to ask for help. But Thank you. Hold out a hand, and I'm like, I don't know how exactly to like commune with you or accept the powers, but yeah.
He also does a nya back and goes, yes. You need to accept what you have and try to invoke this power. I suggest I suggest focusing on that need to protect the care you have. Personally, I feel like this is why you were chosen. Your strong heart.
Thanks.
Of course.
Okay. Meditate
With
on that.
that, reach in, draw it out, and become the chosen that you are. All right.
Cool.
Now we're going to have the first roll of the game.
What an honor. Thank you. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited.
So,
Mhm.
taking a look at the sheets, we're using Fate Accelerated, which is, Fate's already a pretty simple game. This is making it simpler because I want to focus on the role play. So, we are going to be looking at your approaches. We have careful, clever, flashy, forceful, quick, and sneaky. Now, as you are reaching inside yourself and trying to pull out this power, do any of these apply, do you feel? Do you think you're pulling this out carefully? Do you think you're being forceful with it? Like, yes, I want to protect. Like, how are you feeling?
I'm thinking clever. I think every time in the past Giselle has been protective, she's had to be very careful and kind of calculated about how to go about that. So I
Mhm.
think it's more of that.
Okay, then go ahead and give us a roll for that.
You got it. That's
Okay,
is that a 2?
that is a 2. Now, don't worry. The way the fate dice work is two sides are a +1, two sides are +0, two
Mhm.
sides are -1. We are rolling 4 of those plus however many in that stacked.
Mhm.
So typically, numbers are going to be from negative like 3 at worst, maybe I've had like -4 or 5. But you could get negatives. Chances are you're going to get anywhere from 0 to 5, 6, depending. So 2 is not a bad number, is what I'm saying. With that, you think of these times where you needed to maneuver your way about this protectiveness, and drawing upon that, you feel this sensation wash over you as a rush of this super dense, bright blue celestial water rushes down over you. As it rises back up, you feel all that power manifesting outside of you. What does your transformation look like?
Yes. Oh, this is exciting. Um it's it's kind of like a quick change in theater where it's like yeah, it's like okay, very deep cut. It's like that scene at the beginning of Legally Blonde where the one sorority girl is like she's like going from one floor down to the second floor and she's like going down the pole and like a fireman's pole and somehow she magically like changes her entire outfit in like that a second. It's the coolest thing in the world. But it's like that and she goes from wearing like her what she was wearing to this like beautiful glittery um orange ballet costume. It's yeah, it's Sailor Moon-esque, but it is very much like a ballerina's tutu. But she has these she has like the orange ballet slippers that are reinforced, so she's not like running around outside in
Steel-toed ballet slippers.
yeah, I have my steel-toed ballet slippers because this is fantasy.
Yeah.
Some really I think powerful protective gauntlets, like they're really heavy. And thank you, Alta, for your beautiful art that you did of all of our characters. She has a blue mask, masquerade mask style. And let me put that on because I got it.
Yeah.
1 second, I look silly.
Yes.
I love the cheering. Oh, this looks a little bit more dorky than I thought. But
It's cute. Besides, it's magical girl tokusatsu. It's supposed to be dorky. It looks great.
yeah,
I love it.
thank you. That's
Yeah.
it happens, and there's a flash of light, and I go from sitting to.
Mm-hmm. And as you transform and snap back to reality, suddenly out of the celestial sea, you find yourself not in the chair, but on top of the pillar with a depiction of the guardian lion.
I got chills.
Depiction of what?
Oh,
The
did
guardian
it not go through? The guardian
no.
lion.
Oh, cool.
Sorry. Here, let me just. The guardian lion.
Yeah. I lean over. Is everyone down below me?
Hopefully, at this point, everybody is
Okay.
going to be on the pillars. So
Right,
we'll
but-
see.
Yeah, let's see everyone.
Who wants to volunteer to go next? Otherwise, teacher's going to start picking.
I'll go. Makoto will go.
All right, Makoto. You similarly, once you finally fall into this trance, feel a tap on your forehead from Kampa, find yourself weightless, surrounded by the coolness of water. It's not uncomfortable, and you can breathe. And similarly, you can recognize this as the Celestial Sea. I think you've spent enough nights in your farm looking up at the sky to recognize what this is.
Mm.
And with you, the scenery you see around are jagged, sharp cliffs that just seem to go all over the place. Some of them don't even look like there's enough room to be on, just like an inch of space. But it's very clearly well used by something big. And you can hear at the very top of one of these massive cliffs just this occasional thoom, thoom. And your heart gets tugged in that direction.
I think Makoto would look around and just okay and accept it and just walk forward and not even try to rock climb it since she's in the celestial sea. Just all right, and then leap and then try to get onto all of those.
Fantastic. As you leap, you feel this power swelling from within you. Something that you recognize came to you with that falling star, but you haven't quite utilized it yet. And it feels right. And very easily, you launch much farther up than you ever have before and land right at the top of one of these cliffs.
Mm-hmm.
You see, there's still a few more to get through, but you've seemed to accepted very quickly this is what you have to do. And so it's easy for you to boing, 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 boing.
I think she's used to stomping around. And so, majestic in the jump, not the landing.
Mm-hmm.
Just and like float and then boom and just try to would accept the mimicking of the boom, boom
Yeah,
as she goes up. Yeah.
perfect. Once you finally reach the top of one of these, you see just on the other side of this. Fuck is this called?
Mountain? Cliff face?
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 Cliff face?
Canyon? Not quite as big as a canyon. What is smaller than a canyon?
Mesa?
Gorge.
Gorge. Thank
Is a
you.
gorge. Yes, geography
Uh,
teacher. Thank you.
I was like, I don't know geological places that much. Okay, so, yep, I'll take it.
Too many to forget these words. A gorge. Just on the other side of the gorge, you see the source of this noise finally. It is, again, a massive, gigantic ram with fur of blue fire. It has sparkling eyes, massive, beautiful horns, and seems like the horns have been split right down the middle, going down its face. But it doesn't seem to bother it. And it is ramming what looks to be another cliff face and has made a decent crack in it and is just thoom, thoom. And you hear a loud crack as it finally starts to like split. And it stops and kind of paws at the ground and snorts. Looks proud.
Dealing with rams before actual rams. She definitely is not going to get in front of it.
Mhm.
Just stand to the side, definitely not behind it, and stand well. I'm across the place, right? Like there's a
Yeah, there's like
yeah,
a gorge, and you are
yeah,
on the other side, giving you some space so you don't get trampled.
yeah. I think she will patiently wait for it to acknowledge her, so she does not scare it,
Beautiful.
because territorial rams are bad.
Absolutely.
They're not good for your health.
The ram shakes its head, and some pieces of boulders, frankly, fall from it. And just as it's finishing admiring its work, it finally turns to look at you. And it kind of stamps its hooves around and looks you up and down.
I think Makoto will stamp as well, not moving aggressively or backing up to move aggressively, but a stand your ground. I am big, shoulders back, chest a little bit forward. You know, like I'm respecting your space, respect mine.
Mm-hmm. It gives a little snort and a nod. And you feel more so, a voice booming. Little one, you are the one who's been chosen. I respect your stature. I respect your respect.
I think
What
at
is
this
your
point
name?
she'll stomp a little bit and like snort, so there's some bubbles just out her nose. I was named Makoto Shano.
Makoto Shan. Lovely to meet you, little one.
Nice to
As
meet
I'm
you, big one.
I'm sure you know this, but I am referred to as the triumphant ram. You may simply call me the ram. I believe you are here sent by your guide to awaken your powers.
That is what they called themselves. Yes.
It sure is. Wonderful. I don't think this will be difficult for you at all. You already got up here easily. You're already standing your ground. And he leans down and gives you like what is meant to be a light headbutt, but
Mhm.
also this thing is massive.
She definitely like, falls back a little bit, but catches herself and goes forward. Yeah.
I want you to
Again,
know,
not too aggressively, just
yeah, every single game that I've run, every person who has inherited the ram has done the same thing, and I love it. It makes me so happy. I don't think anybody who's gotten the ram has had any brain cells between them. It's great.
there's
Um,
there's there's enough of Brazil for respect, but yeah, no,
yeah.
just immediate.
um, After that, it kind of chuckles and tilts its head. Well, little one, all you need do is draw on the power within you. Grasp it as if it were physical. It is not. Do not try and grab it. You will hurt yourself.
Got it.
Search your spirit and try and find that power to protect people, to champion your foes.
For Makoto to get mad, it takes a minute. That's not a usual like shift in emotion for her. So I think she would take a couple of steps back and look at the ram, lean down a little bit, and start doing like the stamp where they're gonna start charging,
Mm-hmm.
and like snort a couple more times for the air bubbles, and then stomp forward a couple of times like she's like head down going to ram, then
Mm-hmm.
jump, and when she lands, it's a big thud with more bubbles coming around her, and there's basically like bubbles but also fluff, if you will, that kind of comes and swirls up from the bottom of where she was and starts wrapping around her. So as the fluff and everything and the bubbles kind of fly off, going all the way from the foot to the head here, it's mostly pink and green flowing skirt, but it does have ruffles of fluff underneath it. It's very warm. And some big old boots, very sturdy boots for climbing through mountains, and um pink tighter up, like almost a corset, not necessarily because it's going to be thicker. It's more like leather armor type of idea, and fluff all around her neck to keep warm and protect her neck, and very sturdy, um sturdy and delicate though. It's not totally like a brick wall. But she has a blue staff that's in the shape of a hook, so shepherd's hook on there, and um on the shoulders and the hips and then even the shoes, there are these gold pieces that look like ram horns that she can use to shoulder hit, check people. Staff has a little bit too, just different points of bludgeoning egress on her in every way, and just giant, hair gets way more tangled than it was and just bigger, to be a very imposing, I am bigger than you, this is my
Yes.
space. Yeah.
As you land, those bubbles with a bright blue celestial color rush up, and you land transformed, confident. The ram just stamps and kind of throws its head around in a very excited way, is like, yes, yes, little one, just like that.
She'll
And
stamp a little bit, yeah, just in response, just,
mhm,
this is my space, I acknowledge.
wonderful. You did very well, and I'm very excited to work with you moving forward. But now you must return to your guide. Good luck.
Thank you, Ram.
And as you blink, open your eyes, find yourself back out of the celestial sea in the temple, standing atop the pillar of the ram. Yay!
Yeah.
All right, who's next?
I can.
All right.
I feel like Nico like immediately was like, "You need to meditate," already like they're in the zone. I feel like a lot of
Okay.
this has been coming naturally.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. as soon as you feel the tap from Campa's fingers on your head.
Mm.
I'm sorry I'm like this. I don't know why I forget the world's easiest words. Um, you similarly find yourself weightless in the celestial sea. And the sight that you are greeted with is similar in the way that there are sharp, jutting, very tall things to not necessarily climb. They don't really look climbable. It's very much so like the oh, can't remember the name of those mountains in China where they're very sharp and
Mm.
very
Mm-hmm.
thin.
Yeah.
Um and some of them look almost like old petrified trees. And as they rise up, you see the tallest one is in fact a tree, old and ancient. And I say tree loosely, it looks kind of like coral, kind of like a tree, kind
Okay.
of like seaweed. It's weird.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there are, of course, creatures swimming all around it. But high, high up in the tree, you see an opening and a glint. And your heart also has that tug up towards it.
I think Nico has done many a guided meditation in their years, um, and has been taught how to tap into natural things that are within them. So it's just as if it was second nature. They just allow themselves to glide and just manifest slowly, moving up towards this opening.
Absolutely. This feels natural. You see your goal, and wings spread from your back, and you
Mm.
begin to glide. It's easy for you to get there. It takes a little while. It's pretty far up, but
Mm. Mm-hmm.
as you finally ascend the tree, you see not only the beautiful branches and leaves, but the sky, the celestial sea stretching on, the stars beyond it. A beautiful view from up here. The opening inside the tree has kind of a cozy little home. Uh, it's pretty open. It looks very much so like hmm, like a cozy little critter's home in one of those mouse shows, you know, where it's like
It's like Owl
just
and Winnie the Pooh. Just
exactly.
like,
That's
yeah,
what I was thinking of.
yeah.
Uh, but namely, it has a telescope, maps of the stars on the wall, and looks like tomes upon tomes, as well as a cozy nest.
Mm.
And sitting in the middle, looks like it was looking through the telescope, but has now turned its attention to you, is a massive winged figure who is hunched and closed up. God, sorry.
Mm.
And it's very, again, hard to recognize as an owl if not for the shape and certain symbols that you've seen representing the seer, the
Mm-hmm.
owl. Uh, in that you're able to recognize these bright eyes as they shift towards you and twist in ways they're not supposed to as the head moves. And then its head rises up and leans over and peers down at you.
I give a low, respectful bow that is customary for my people. Um, I am both surprised and yet not at all to be faced with you. I'm honored.
It sweeps out a wing, beautifully decorated. Seems like it has the stars in it itself. maybe has another face in there. Behind it, a halo of what look to be stars sprouts. And it pulls its wing in a bow back to you. And you, little one. Such an honor, though a strange one. You have a unique scent to you.
Perhaps. What does it smell like?
Its head tilts one way and then tilts the other. And it brings one of its wings up where you see some talons come out and like tap.
Hmm.
Like blood.
It's curious.
Indeed. And I am very fortunate to have such a curious little thing under my watch. I'm very interested to see what is going on in there.
This is not a bad thing, then.
Its head leans in towards you and it like just stares for a moment. Are you bad?
I don't think so. Just curious.
Then no. I think it's not bad. I see great things in your future. You just need to learn to manage it and be careful with that part of you. But that is not what you are here for.
No, I'm here to connect to you, I believe.
Indeed. Connect to me you shall. I gladly welcome you into my domain, little one. What is your name?
Nico.
Nico. I am the seer. And I shall be the one looking over you. Now, you seem familiar with the power, at least more so than I expect. Have you drawn upon these powers before?
I have had powers that I have tried to tap into before. In a way, sometimes it's discouraged, but my great grandmother always she encouraged me to be curious.
A very important trait.
We Anasis are known for seeking secrets, so
Indeed. I think we will get along just fine, little one. Nico. Reach into that curiosity, and if you feel it, reach out for a need to protect. Think of those you care for. Think of the need to protect them. And dig into the mystery that is your heart and draw out that power.
They will imitate the pose that they're likely physically sitting in the room, and try to reach within. And I kind of think there's almost like a duality to what they're feeling, two possibilities of what to reach for, but keeps an image in their head of this owl before them. and that is what they reach out to take.
All right. You reach out and you grasp it. And yes, I did make one person roll for this and nobody else. Interesting. No, I'm not going to comment on that. So, as you reach out, you grasp that feeling and are overcome not just with a feeling of power, but a wave of coolness as again that not beam, a stream
Mm.
of dense celestial, beautiful, sparkling celestial waters pours down over you, rushes back up. And what is your transformation?
I think the wings that had emerged on their back seem to solidify and fully become a part of their person, as there are large purple wings at their back, and the clothing shifts and there's less layers and it's more skin tight. Parts of the arms are exposed and we can see where the vitiligo is. It starts to shift, and instead of being white and being devoid of color, it instead glows a sort of vibrant bluey green, and that comes up over their face, and then at their forehead that light seems to emit, um, as if their mind is opening up, and they get similar. Again, it's on the adorable art that was provided by our lovely GM. They get a mask that looks almost like the large space of eye feathers around an owl's face. And they got big kick-ass boots on, because hell yeah, they do.
Because
So
hell
they seem
yeah.
to embody more confidence. It's less about hiding and more about seeking and protecting. Mhm.
Lovely.
Yeah.
The seer kind of strokes its chin, beak, the bottom
Mm.
of its beak,
Mm.
with its talons. Very good. You'll do well. Waves its wing, which looks just casual at first until that wave hits you and you're just blasted back, caught with your wings.
Mhm.
And as the wave just subsides, you open your eyes and find yourself back in the temple atop the pillar of the seer.
Yeah. Give my wings a big confident beat. Mhm.
All right. Last two. Who's it gonna be?
Cersei,
I could
you
go.
wanna go ahead?
I'll go. Yeah.
All right. Ooh. Oh, these two are my favorite locations, I gotta say. Glad we saved you for last. All right. Same situation. Tap on the head, weightlessness, celestial sea. You can breathe. And before you is more water, this super dense lake. Ocean, maybe, based on its size. At first, it seems small until you slowly settle down on a lily pad that is probably as big as your dorm room. And you realize that this place is massive. There's beautiful critters just flitting through the waters above. You see a few lurking below. But it all feels very peaceful here. Until you feel a tug in your chest, hear a hum, and are suddenly hit with a wave from the super dense water that moves your lily pad up and over it. And then it continues, looking towards the source in the direction your heart is pulling you towards. You see what looks to be a grove of sorts in the middle of this massive pond with roots and trees and flowers, all shaped into household items. There's a massive couch, there's a bed, there's a table with chairs, there's what seems to be like a few torches, but they have this uh like what is the word? Iridescent, sure. Brightly glowing creatures just kind of like slithering and chilling up there, like, yeah, this is my home. Yeah, I'm a decorative light. What about it? And in the center of this room, humming a tune, is another massive figure made of roots. It is almost humanoid in shape, but it's not humanoid. Massive hands that are extended out in a dance as it sways, making the waves around it sort of with its size. Atop its head, there's a mask of uh there's a mask in the shape of a human face. It's very vague, only just recognizable as okay, this plant is trying to be a person. Got it. Uh, on top, it has a lily pad hat with beautiful vines coming down and a flower at the top, and it's just lost in its own world, dancing by itself. And you feel that tug towards it.
Am I still on the lily pad?
Yep. And there are plenty of lily pads in between you and this little grove.
Um, I I think there's a temptation to like see if I can just move the lily pad I'm on, but I think she'll shake her head and be like, I couldn't possibly do that. So she'll hop across the lily pads, or they'll hop across the lily pads
Okay.
to make it to the.
At one point, with the waves, the closer you get, the stronger they get. And hopping to the lily pads gets more difficult. You're slipping and sliding and having a hard time grabbing onto things. Is there anything you do for that?
I think I am going to then sit and see if C2B is here with me. If I look around, it's just me.
Just you.
Okay. Then I think I'll go with my original plan and just sit calmly in the center of the lily pad and think about like where the roots might be connected to the earth. Think back to the swamp I used to hang out in with Bria and imagine the lily pad just calmly moving, going with the waves.
Mm-hmm. Lovely. As you do, you feel very grounded on this. Suddenly you're not slipping and sliding. Almost as if one were rooted to the spot.
Hmm.
And sure enough, the lily pad begins to shift, and you feel this rumble beneath you as it suddenly jerks and is pulling you forward. And you see some roots start to reach up from the water and onto the grove, pulling you closer. And then once it arrives, the roots sort of grab on and anchor you there.
So I'll kind of wait, thank you to the roots and walk quietly, though I don't want to disturb this creature.
Mm-hmm.
I think they forget where they are, like what their purpose is doing here a little bit.
Absolutely. Uh, the mandrake is lost in the sauce. They are just like, yeah, jamming out. Yeah. And then as it shifts and turns and like goes to move in your direction, just pauses, sees you with its mask, and tilts its head, and then continues to sway as it speaks. Again, you don't necessarily hear it, you feel the words. And it goes, "Why, a guest. Welcome, little one. Would you like to dance?" And it lowers a hand wound of vines down towards you. Again, the hand probably as big as your dorm room.
Um, Cersei will reach out purposely with their left hand that has all of the vines on it and say, "I would love to."
Ah, beautiful. And it lifts you up very delicately and starts to spin. It's like you're in a pool and your friend is like grabbing your arm and just pulling you along. It's not painful at all. It's very easy. And they're being very careful with you. And just pulling you along in a little dance before twirling you and letting go and letting you settle back onto their hand. Lovely. And goodness, what is your name, little one? It's so rare to have guests here, especially mortals. It's been so long.
I'm Cersei.
Cersei. That's such a pretty name. Your kind calls me the Mandrake. It's an honor to meet you, and welcome to my home. And it gestures to the cozy little home made of vines.
Your home is beautiful.
Thank you. I've worked very hard on it. Ah, I assume you're here for a purpose. You must forgive me. I get excited very easily. You were sent here by the guide, correct?
Yes.
You can't see an expression on the masked face, but you can almost feel the like tightening lips in the voice, like, ah, yes. Well,
He certainly is.
he certainly
Something.
is. I wish you luck with that. But in the meantime, what you need to do is draw on the power of love within yourself. Reach in, grab on to that need to protect people that you care for. Grab onto it, hold onto it tenderly, and utilize that to bring out your true potential. Whoops, sorry. And she almost like
Oh.
drops you and
Oh.
picks back up.
That's all right. Okay. The power of love. Okay. Um, they'll close their eyes and think about first thing that comes up is Bria, and then no, don't think about Bria.
Gay, homosexual, gay, huh?
Gay, yes, gay. But then they'll think about their father. They'll think about their mom, and all of that starts building and building in them as that, like, it almost feels like that love just swells bigger than themselves.
Mm-hmm. All right. And your transformation?
So I think that as they're in the mandrake's hands, like their tattoo glows and these roots like come up and wrap around them and then blooms, and then the blooms like Sailor Moon tuxedo mask style like fly away in a flurry of colors. And you see Cersei, their hair is now a bright green, and their green eye has like almost neon. It's super bright, as is their tattoo. Um, and they're wearing a brown, like a dark brown, like bodysuit. Down the right arm, it goes all the way to like the fingers, but the left arm is left completely free. Um, and they have these, this like kind of chest plate, like green chest plate with a star in the center. That's that bright electric blue. And they've got like boots that almost look like knight's boots. Like they come up really high and they're made out of this like thin, shiny metal. Um, and then they've got this faceplate that looks like two leaves that come up like this with the bright glowing blue like mandrake constellation in the center and
Yes.
purple flowers
I don't know if anybody else lost them, but
Yeah.
no, just
Yeah,
me,
they
just my
froze.
internet. Cool. Well, lovely. As uh, as that is unfolding, once you are fully transformed, you just hear the echoing voice of the mandrake, who just goes, "Oh, beautiful! I can't wait to see what you blossom into." And you also wake up atop a pillar. Now, we only have a couple minutes left. However, I think that fits perfectly because the dragon is fun. So, dear sweet Rasai, when you find yourself in the celestial sea, you do not see the sky full of stars, and you don't see the open blue. You see clouds of smoke and fire and these vents pouring underwater clouds of smoke so thick that it is clouding everything around you. The only light that you see is the occasional sputter of fire coming from these vents, and in the distance, you see poking? No, peeking through the clouds these bright flashes of fire that look massive but distant, and you hear a deep rumble, and your heart is pulling you further into the hot waters towards that roar. That is where we are going to leave off. So, thank you all so much. What a fantastic first session. Meow to whoever is meowing. Uh,
Sorry.
and oh, don't never apologize for cats. Um, let's go ahead and go down the line. Have people just say a quick name, where we can find you if you have anything coming up to keep an eye out for, while I grab what I'm supposed to say. So let's start with Homalu.
Hi, it's me, Emma, or Hamalu on the internet. You can find me at Hamalu at all the places. Linktree has all the links. I have nothing to plug at the moment, apart from go get your Girls Run These Worlds merch. That's me.
All right, Jill.
Hello, I am Jill. You can find me as GhostDJK on the internet. I now have a blue sky, so yay, I finally joined. You can follow me there for probably weird 2 a.m. thoughts, and you can find me and any of the links in my card.
Beautiful, beautiful. Julia.
Hello. Thanks
Hello.
again. You can find me on Twitter at J_Deluxe. I don't really have anything to plug at the moment except for this show and Girls Run These Worlds merch. So check it out.
Torin.
Hello, I am Torin. My personal pronouns are she, her, or sorry, she, they. I don't know my name anymore. As far as where to find me, definitely Twitch and Instagram are probably the most up to date as far as what's going on, and those are both at Torin Talks Creativity. As far as just plugging stuff, got some art stuff coming out soon, and it will be more definite when it can be announced. So very excited. Yay.
Okay.
Otherwise, just very happy to be here. And also, Alta, thank you so much. This has been so much fun today.
Oh my god, I
Yeah.
know. I've been so excited to DM this and have you guys like anyways, so unfortunately our dear sweet Kate has dropped, I'm guessing because of internet. But we'll go ahead and post links and information in the Twitch chat so you can find them in that link. um I'm so good at introductions, not only for myself but for other people. Can you tell people pay me to do this?
You're doing great.
Right.
You got
Thanks. Hi, I'm Ultra Mirage. You can find me anywhere at Ultra Mirage. I don't really have much else going on right now except for this. I am a professional DM though, so if you want to look on Start Playing and potentially look into one of my games, uh, you should do that. I'm Ultra Mirage there. Shocking, I know. Uh, Otherwise, we do have a couple of announcements for Girls Run These Worlds, which they're such a delight. Thank you also to our lovely producer and everybody at Girls Run These Worlds. Woo! So, I can in fact read. The creator apps are open for the holiday one-shots. So, the mornings are darker, the air is getting chilly, so it must be time for the holiday one-shots creator app to open. Come tell a story about winter, darkness, love, light, and the end of the year. From cozy to terrifying, pitch us your holiday one-shot show ideas. We also have the Orbital Blues Afterburner Kickstarter taking off this week. So join our own Arnica as she takes the crew of the La Bamba, not La Bamba. That's okay. I love it. The La Bamba through her own one-shot twist on "They Laurel the Graves of the Dead," one of the play scenarios available in this new Orbital Blues book. Things that you can check out on Girls Run These Worlds. This Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, we have Roll for Luck. You can join our long-running anchor show for this sapphic homebrew world of Amalgarth with Girls Run These Worlds founder Ryu as the dungeon mistress. Although apparently not this week. I see at the very end. That's fine. Anyways, Sunday is Orbital Blues at 11 a.m. Eastern, a moody space western by Soul Muppet Studios. The crew of the cargo transport La Bamba has a quick side stop to make at the outlaw hospital Karen. All right. And with that, thank you again all so much for coming and listening. I hope to see you next time. We're going to get into some fun stuff. It's going to be great. Thank you. Have a lovely day and see you next time. Mwah, 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 mwah.
Thank you all so much.
Bye.